Hello, hello. How are you guys? Hope you're doing awesome today. So, if you're new here, I am Beth Ann Schwamberger. I'm the founder of BrilliantBusinessMoms.com. And here's what's interesting. What I would usually say after that is that I'm all about helping women to grow a business on the side while also spending time with their families. But here is the deal. My new goal for this entire summer is not just to help women grow a business on the side. I'm super passionate about that. But what I've realized is that there are so many women in my life, brilliant women, talented women, passionate women, amazing women who have a dream, they have a passion, they have these gifts, these skills, they have a calling, but they're not necessarily leaning into that calling and doing what they should be doing with these amazing gifts that they have, right? And so whether you are here trying to grow a business on the side or whether you just feel like there's something tugging at your heart, there's something more that you're supposed to be doing, right? There's something more to this life that you're living. If that is you, then you are in the right place, because today is day one of the Brilliant Life project. So what we're going to do is the next 10 weeks, and I know that sounds insane. 10 weeks is a long time. That's a big commitment, you guys, but I really feel like it's going to take a while for us to figure this all out, right? Okay, so for the next 10 weeks, we are going to dig deep together. We're going to figure out what that great big dream of yours is. We're going to figure out how to give it a voice, how to give it life, and yay, Katie Green Clark, she says, woohoo, this is so exciting. I know, Katie, I am so excited about this too. I'm also like, full disclosure, scared to death. I am scared to death of this at the same time, but you know what? That fear, like that's something I feel like, that means I need to lead into this. I need to lean into this because sometimes scary stuff is the most amazing thing ever, right? Oh, hey, Darla. You are awesome too. So the next 10 weeks, we are digging deep together on this, you guys. And whatever your passion is, whatever your calling is, I just want to help you give a voice to that and then make it happen, right? Because how many of us, Aaron Dabrowska says, did you listen to my prayer time this morning? Awesome. And then Emily Torres says, this is exactly what I needed right now. Yay! I'm so glad. Like, it has been so fun to see that there are those of you out there who need this too. And okay, let me preface this by saying, like, you guys, this is not me preaching at you. This is me preaching to myself just as much as to you guys, because there are passions and dreams and callings that I have that I haven't leaned into yet, that I haven't like fully embraced and said, let's do this. Let's go on this crazy ride. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how I'm going to accomplish this, but I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm tired of just saying, oh, wouldn't it be nice if 5 years from now I did this? Wouldn't it be nice if 10 years from now, when life is finally perfect, which never happens, right? When life is finally perfect, then I'm going to go accomplish this calling that's been in my heart, okay? So day one, here's what we're going to do. First, we need to get some clarity around what that great big dream is for you, what those passions are for you, okay? So that is the first step of this process. And so if you have those printables, I know a lot of you already signed up for the Brilliant Life Project, so you can grab your pretty free printables. If you haven't, all you need to do is go to bit.ly, so bit.ly/brilliant life, okay? So bit.ly/brilliant life, and you can grab your free printables. So let me go. I got to run and get my printable off the printer. I was literally like waiting for my printer to get my printables all printed. I was like, hurry up, I've got ladies waiting for me, printer. So let me go grab my papers and we'll go through step one. Oh, and if Katie Green Clark says, if you haven't, do it right now, they're gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Katie. All right, let me go grab mine. Give me 1 second, you guys. Okay, so we are going to start with the sheet that says this. So it looks like this. It says what I'd like to do plus what matters most. Sorry if that's flipped for you. But anyways, it's mostly just a big line sheet. And if you don't, oh, thank you, Danielle. Danielle says they are pretty. And Carrie Nelson says, praying I have enough ink. And no problem. You can just print the one page today if you don't have enough ink. Because it's, again, we're not doing all the printables today, you guys. So don't get overwhelmed and freaked out. We're just starting with this one today. And if you don't have this printable on hand, literally a lined sheet of paper is gonna work, okay? So again, I'm going through this with you. So here's what I want you guys to do. Grab your paper, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna brainstorm everything you want to do in this next year, along with your top priorities and your top passions. So this is literally like a free flow brain dump, because for me, I have to get things out of my head, out of my heart, and onto paper, and then I organize it. So I don't want you to organize as you go. I literally want you to just take a few minutes and free flow. Like, what's on your heart? What are you passionate about? And what are all the things that you're just thinking like, oh, it'd be really nice if I did that this year, or it'd be really nice if I did this other thing this year. And then the other thing is, what I found is that I have to also, to get some clarity on my great big dreams and passions, is I need to think about what I want in 5 years and what I want in 10 years. But if that's too overwhelming, that's okay. Start with the 1 year, okay? So just ready, set, go. And I'm literally gonna like flip my phone so you guys see my paper, and I'm gonna be doing this with you, okay? So grab your sheet of paper. Here you go. And Michelle asked if she can watch it later. Yep, we will have these up. These videos are gonna be available all the time. So no worries there. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this, you guys. I'm really nervous, and I'm trying to figure out. Actually, I'm gonna flip my camera around, but you're not gonna be able to hear me when I do that. So ready, set, free flow, all your passions, all your would like to, not all your shoulds, right? Not all your shoulds. Think about what you would like to do this year. Think about that tugging, that calling on your heart. What do you feel most passionately about? This isn't about common sense. This isn't about practical. Like, seriously, that's not what we're doing right now, okay? Ready, set, go. Are you guys writing? I'm still working on this. I heard you guys were like, I hear clicking. Yeah, sorry guys. And actually it's a glitch with my phone. When I flip my camera around, my sound doesn't pick up. So I wanted you to see what I was writing, but I'm still working on this. Are you guys writing right now? Are you still working? Because I've got more. I got more on my brain. So I'm going to keep writing for a few more minutes and then we'll chat about this, okay? Because I've got more to say. I've got more for us to figure out, but right now, keep getting those passions out on paper, okay? I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I feel like I could do this for a while. Does anyone else find this like a little bit cathartic to be like, oh, like it feels nice to like get that out on paper. I know it can feel overwhelming. Maybe if you feel like, oh my gosh, there's so much on my list. How am I possibly gonna do this all? But for me, what I found was that a lot of the items on my list were related to each other. Or like if I figured out, uh-oh, sorry guys, lost your connection for a second. If I figure out one piece of the puzzle, it's like the other pieces figure themselves out as well. Like, one example for me was I really want to have a monthly date night with my husband, Chris. And that's something that we haven't been as intentional about in the past. But now, because the business is growing and I've kind of met some of those income goals that I have for the business, it's super easy for us to splurge on a fun activity together and a babysitter and make date night happen. So, the one goal getting accomplished really helped the other one to happen. But before I kind of go deep on our next step, I really want to, oh, that's awesome. Emily says, me too, a lot of stuff repeated. Yeah, so like a lot of the same themes. I mean, I see for me like that I want to spend playtime with Holden daily. I want to do story time with him daily. These are things that we do often, but I want to make it more of a daily practice, that daily connection, that daily quality time with him, but very much related. And then my own daily quiet devotional time, that ties in with I want to have family devotional time. Like Holden is big enough and this is something we do sometimes before bed, but if we could just make it a routine, I feel like, oh my goodness, that would just be amazing. But anyways, connected to each other there. Okay, but I want us to go deeper than this. But first, can any of you guys comment and share like what were the main things that you saw? What are like the main things that you're hoping to accomplish this year? What's on your list? So I'm going to give you a few minutes to answer that, and let me share like a few of my others. So I want to increase business income. I want to, I've got a goal for how many planners to sell. But if I'm being honest, those things are very secondary to this much bigger goal that I have. Okay, so Yael says, launch her podcast. Awesome, Yael. Love that. And I'd love to hear what your podcast is going to be about if you want to share that. Darla Trendler says, finally taking action on things I've been dreaming about for years. Yes, Darla, exactly. Sarah Adams wants more of a local presence. I'd love to hear more about that, Sarah. Like, in what ways? What are you hoping to do there? And of course, like, you guys are never, I don't want you to feel pressure to share if you don't feel ready to. Sarah Arnold says, grow my email list, focus on our home more and family. Yeah. And, Sarah, what I want to say to that too is when you have a business focus, and this is my goal, this is my thing. If I do this thing, then the business is good. Then guess what? It frees you up to then go take that break, focus on family, do what you need to do. So that's why for me, even though sometimes it's overwhelming to set these big goals, it gives me clarity. So instead of striving for 20 things in my business, I literally strive for one. And then when the day's done, I feel great. If I work towards that goal, awesome. So let's set it aside and let's have family time. So let me see here. Carrie Nelson says, write my book, speak, and help others. I love that, Carrie. And I'd love to hear more about your book. Oh, and Yael says, so her podcast is Resilient Business People. Deanna wants to write a children's book. That is amazing. I love that. And I'd love to hear what you want your children's book to be about if you know. Okay, Emily Torres says, find a job using skills I enjoy, writing, not just relying on previous job experience, so I can use my gifts and earn extra money to put my son in nursery school. Love, love, love that. So again, you're saying like you're digging deep. You're not just doing what's practical in terms of like, yeah, you could get a job based on your resume, but you want to do what your talent is, what your skill is, what your heart is going towards, right? I think you absolutely can. Erin says, help people realize their worth. Love that, Erin. We all need more of that. Just need to focus on how to do that. Okay, I think as we go through all these exercises this summer, Erin, you're going to find that focus. And then Sarah Adams says she has an e-commerce store, moderately well-known on Instagram. Okay, I see, but it's not well-known in your local community. Give back to your city more. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Because that's kind of where I've been leaning to. Well, mine's not give back to my city more, but it's a different kind of give back. Okay, so you guys, I know like for many of you, this is your first time kind of writing down all these thoughts, all these passions, everything that's in your heart. It may still look like a relatively practical list. Take a deep breath, and I want you to think about that dream, that nudging in your heart, that tugging, like that you just cannot get rid of, you cannot ignore. It is your passion, it is your calling. And maybe you guys, this is something you have never told anybody else about because you're afraid. They're going to laugh at you, they're going to think you're crazy, they're going to tell you, who are you to have that kind of a dream, right? You're just one little person, right? Today is the day that we write it down and we give it a voice. Today is the day that we forget about practicality. I'm serious. Forget about it. This is about your calling. This is about what you were put on this planet to do. And honestly, being practical right now, that doesn't factor into it. Yes, down the road as we implement this, as we make our dreams part of our lives, yes, we're going to have to get a little bit practical. But today, you guys, forget it. Forget about the limits. Forget about if your great big passion is something that no one else has ever done on this entire planet. I don't care. I want you to dig deeper. Look at your paper. What are your big passions? What are your big dreams? Now, go deeper. What is that one thing that you want to accomplish? Okay? All right, you guys. And Joanne said, other people laughing at me? I'm still in the laughing at myself phase. Yes, exactly. Listen, you guys, when I tell you my great big dream, you are going to laugh at me and be like, that's insane, and you're never going to do it, right? You're never going to do this. I don't care. I'm going to share it with you in a minute anyways. But here's the deal. today, I'm not asking you to go tell, 100 of your closest friends about this great big dream. I'm just asking you to literally tell it to yourself. I have a feeling that most of you have a great big dream, a great big passion, dare I say a calling. I like to use that word. I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus. If you don't, you are welcome here, and I want you to stick around because I think you're going to be amazed at what you're going to discover. But your calling, I believe that we all have a purpose for being here. And I think that so often we shove that under the covers, right? It's not practical. It's too big. It's too scary. We don't feel like we can ever do it. So we shove it down and we just do like regular things and have like realistic dreams instead. Like, no. That is not what we're about today, okay? So take a deep breath. Well, real quick, I want to read what Sarah Arnold has to say. She says, "It is doubt about being an artist and not believing it. I feel embarrassed if I were to share it. So yes, I will just tell myself and my hubby." Exactly. That is the only people I've told before about my great big dream. And I'm about to spill it to all of you guys. And you are going to think I'm insane, but I don't care. Okay, Sarah Adams already coming in before I've even said go do this. Sarah says, "I want to create social change through my tees. It sounds ridiculous for a kids' clothing line, but I want our social change tees to help motivate my son's generation to be better than our own." That is amazing, Sarah Adams. Absolutely. Yes, a t-shirt can do that. I believe that. You want to motivate your son's generation to be better than our own. Oh my goodness, that is something I can get around. Yes, and see, look, there are people in the chat that are already saying, Yael says, "I love it," right? Okay, so we're not laughing at you. We're not telling you you're ridiculous and that you can't do this, okay? Joanne says, "Sarah, yes," right? Okay, so the rest of you, let's go. Let's do this. And I'm going to flip my camera and I'm going to write down my great big passion, my great big calling, the thing that I cannot get off of my heart. I can't do it. I can't ignore it. I'm not going to ignore it anymore. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. None. Zero. But I'm going to do it, okay? So I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to write down my great big passion, and you guys need to write down yours. The thing you've been too scared to even admit to yourself that this is what you want and this is what you feel called to do, okay? I'm tearing up just thinking about it because mine's insane. It's absolutely insane, okay? Here we go. All right, I don't know if you caught that. Hopefully you were too busy writing down your own great big dream and passion to even notice mine. That's what I'm hoping. But if you did catch it, here's the passion that's on my heart, you guys. And it's insane. I'm just going to read you what I wrote. I want to eliminate the existence of orphans on this planet. I want to help every child find a loving home and family. That, yeah, I was that was big, right? That's, honestly, it's impossible. It's impossible. How can I do this? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think I will do this. I don't think I will eliminate the existence of orphans on this planet. If that happens, it's certainly not me. It's God and it's a bunch of other people, and I would be lucky to be part of that equation. But here's the thing, guys, that's the passion that's on my heart. That is what I want more than anything. That is what I want to do in this world. And it doesn't make sense, and it's way bigger than me, and it's more than I can ever do. But I can't ignore that. And do you know what the other thing is? Even if I spend my whole life working as hard as I possibly can to make this happen, to eliminate the existence of orphans, to help every child get a loving home, okay, am I going to get there? Like, no, I don't think that I am, but I'm going to get a whole lot closer. If I hide this under the covers and I'm too embarrassed and I'm too scared to share it and I'm just thinking, who am I? I can't do anything. I'm powerless. Then guess what? 0 kids get a home. 0 kids get a family that loves them. But if I put this down into writing and I admit that this is my passion, that this is the calling of my heart, I can start working towards doing something about it. And if 1 kid comes home this year to their forever family because of something I did, something I got to be a part of, that's amazing. If 100 kids get to come home to their forever families throughout my lifetime, that's amazing. I hope it's way more. I hope I get to help millions of kids, which sounds insane. It sounds like I'm a lunatic, but that is my passion. So honestly, this is the first time in my life I have admitted it to that extent. That is what's on my heart, and that's what I want to do. So, is anybody else brave enough? And it's okay if you're not. You don't have to be. I told you just to admit it to yourself and maybe your spouse if you want to. And Chris knows this about me. He knows that this is my heart. We were talking just last night. We're sitting across from each other at the table, and he was like, I love solving the world's problems with you. And I just chuckled, and I was like, yeah, I was like, that's the thing. Yeah, there are certain goals and things I have for my little world, my Chris, my Holden, my family. But honestly, those things get taken care of in the process of me shooting bigger and me going for what my real passion is. I don't know. I think I'm not maybe making sense right now with that. But all that to say, Chris knows my crazy great big dream. I know it now. You guys know it, which is incredibly scary because a year from now, if you're like, hey, Beth Ann, how's that going? What'd you do? What'd you do this year for this? And I have to answer to you, and that's good. That's actually good for me. Are any of you brave enough to admit what is your great big passion? Yale says I'm making sense. Anybody brave enough to share? It's okay if you're not, because I told you just to tell it to yourself, and that's amazing. But you have it in writing now, you guys. You have it on your piece of paper. You can't ignore it, right? It's out there. It's out there. Anyways, I want to show you though, while you're debating whether you want to be brave and share with all of us, I kind of wanted to share with you guys some of my some of the secondary goals that go along with that, and so you can kind of see that pattern and what got me to this point. So one of the goals that I have for this year that goes towards that great big dream is I want to build an orphanage in India this year. So also insane. Honestly, even just building 1 orphanage in India, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to grow this business big time to make that happen. Okay, Joanne is brave. She says, I'm with Beth Ann. My crazy dream is to help Haitians create businesses to become self-sufficient and keep families together and eliminate orphans. I love it. I love it. Joanne, I feel very confident that you are going to take Haiti by storm and do amazing, amazing things there. And you actually are already doing amazing things there. Yael wants to share the amazing stories of Israeli entrepreneurs. Everyone has a story. Yael, I love that. That is incredible. Yes. Okay, you guys are getting me super pumped. I love this. Okay, so some of the patterns I saw that kind of led me to this point for me were, I wanted to build an orphanage in India this year. I want to help, I'd set the goal before, I want to help 100 kids come home to their forever families. Now that one's harder. In all honesty, it's easier to build an orphanage in terms of cost-wise than to help 100 kids come home because adoption is so crazy expensive. But I want to help at least 2 kids come home this year and also build an orphanage. And here's the deal. This also ties directly into my business goals. So I want to 10x my business income this year, which also feels insane, right? But if I 10x my business income, then the orphanage is easy peasy, no brainer, right? And then, some of these other things actually become easier because as I increase my business income, that means that in a couple years, my husband can come home and we can have all of these routines in place. Then it's so easy to do the nightly devotions because Chris isn't flying night flights anymore and he's not out of town anymore. And like, so all these other things kind of fall into place. And that's what I just thought was so interesting. As I really focus on that great big dream, that passion of mine that is so hairy, scary, big, the other things kind of fall into place as well. So anyways, that is the deal for today, you guys. This is going to be, as I said, a 10-week process. Holy cow, we've already spent 30 minutes together. I don't know about you though, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about getting that out there. Really quickly, just so you don't think I'm about to like peace out and be like, yeah, I'm off to India to build an orphanage. Good luck, you guys. One of the things on my list is to help 5,000 women discover their passion this summer. So I want 5,000 of us to walk this journey together and do what we're called to do, okay? And I believe we can do like, okay, one, yes, we are called to be amazing moms, amazing spouses, all of that. But I also believe that many of us have another calling in our heart that feels scarier and we're not wanting to admit. Yael says she loves this, hands-on practical. Tina Andre, hey Tina. Okay, so Tina says, mine is writing my book, starting a blog, and continue to write book reviews. I need to talk with Sarah. That's awesome, Tina. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. You can do it. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow I've got even more amazing stuff planned for you guys. I've got this whole outline I've been planning for the entire summer. So we're going to have a great time together. Hopefully I didn't scare you guys off too much to where you're like, holy cow, I'm not coming back. But all that to say, I'm committed to helping you guys. That is part of my great big goal is I want to, like, at the same time that I'm helping women kind of lean into their calling and their passion, I'm also helping all the kids come home that I want to help come home. Erin says, my passion is stewardship, especially stewardship of body, mind, and spirit. Awesome. Okay. Emily, more vague. Yeah, Emily. And Emily, can I tell you that, and okay, so you want to write a book and lead a ministry and speak, and you'd be terrified to tell anybody in real life. All right, your secret is safe with us, Emily. We won't tell anybody. And can I tell you, though, honestly, this concept for me, this whole I'm going to help women figure out their passion and start taking action on it, just a few weeks ago, it was super vague for me. I had no idea how I was going to do it. And then all of a sudden, I sat in this conference in Phoenix next to Ellen and next to Joanne and next to Darla, and inspiration just struck. And I was like, I got it. The Brilliant Life Project. We're going deep, 10 weeks together, and we're going to make this happen. So you'll get that clarity. As you lean into this and as you say yes to this passion, yes to this calling, the clarity is going to start coming, okay? But I think so often, like, we're scared of the great big unknown. It just sits up here in this fuzzy cloud forever, and we don't do anything about it, and so it just stays a scary gray fuzzy cloud. And so we're going to continue day by day to take these steps to bring this passion into our real lives, to do something about it, and I promise you, you're going to get so much more clarity. So it's going to be amazing. So, okay, I've kept you guys for a while. I will see you back here tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. Can't wait to hang out with you all again. And if you haven't grabbed the printables yet for the Brilliant Life Project, just go to bit.ly/brilliant life, and you can grab all the pretty printables so you'll be ready to work with us each day. So that's it for today, you guys. Now it's your turn to head out there and be brilliant.